My name is Josh Berson. I practice fiction, essay, sound, and a somewhat aberrant form of anthropology. Most anthropology is concerned with questions of the very specific, with small communities, or very narrow frames of time, and I look at how the human species situates itself in time with an emphasis on long spans of time on the order of 10, 100,000 years, sometimes 1,000,000 years. But in my newer work, I'm looking at a different aspect of how we situate ourselves in time, which is sensory time. So, as you can see, I have a microtia. I hear monorally, and I have since birth. And it's taken me a long time, I'm 48 now, to understand just how deeply that shaped me as a being and as a person. And part of what I'm doing in the project that I'm at the Wissenschaftskolleg to complete is using the fact of my being monaural as an Eingang, as a point of entry into the sensory ecology of sound and the sensory ecology of mechanosensation or tactile sensation more broadly. So this project has an experimental and practical component as well as a textual and theoretical component. For the past 6 years or so, I've been making procedural compositions using field recordings as the basis and then splitting them, extracting audio features, and recombining the segments according to where they fall on a manifold formed of the features, to explore the timbral features of unstructured sound in the world around us. Alongside this, I've also been conducting an extensive review of sensory ecology as it's practiced or as it's experienced in communities from a wide range of places, forest environments, desert environments, mountain environments, sea environments, and I've been thinking about how our relationship to sound and our relationship to tactility, to pressure and to touch, both cutaneously on the surface of the skin and interoceptively in the gut, shapes our cognitive style, shapes our ethos, shapes how we infer animacy in the world around us, how we determine which other parts of the world are like us, have a liveliness or a capacity to respond, an internally driven autonomy that is similar to ours, right? This varies. Our rubrics of animacy vary depending on where we grew up and how we grew up, the history of our community, but also our sensory community. And this is something that changes over time. And the approaches that have been taken to this question, the question of how we sense liveliness in our world in the past, have been a bit too static, a bit too synchronic for my taste. So I'm trying to situate them both in broader spans of time and in a broader manifold, if you will, of sensory experience, starting with my own.